let's dig into the business first of all. Let's get some of the housekeeping out of the way. How's the production looking? How's the oil production looking for this year? And give me a bit of guidance for next year.
Okay, well, in Pemex, the oil production, we want to close the year something around 1.8 million of barrels per day of crude oil. But if you see the number as a BOEs, barrels of oil equivalent, we will be something around 2.4 million barrels of oil equivalent.
Okay, and then going into next year, I mean, that's a little bit lower now than the last guidance that we had. We had 1.82 to 1.83, so we're going to come in about 1.8. Where do we go to next year? What can you achieve?
Well, the program that we have for the next year is to keep the declination in the same level. So at the end of the next year, we should be something a little bit over 1.8, maybe 1.85, something like that. So, because the program in the next year is going to be more aggressive than the program that we had for 2018.
And in terms of the plans for the business, everybody I'm talking to seems to just be so shook up on Downstream. ADNOC are doing it, Aramco are doing it. There seems to be this real rush to Downstream. Where does that fit in for you?
Well, in the downstream business, I mean, things in Mexico is a little quite different because we are a very big country, so we have a very high consumption. No matter we have 6 refineries in Mexico and another one in a joint venture with Shell in the U.S., we still are a very big importer of gasoline and diesel. So we need to improve our refineries so we can increase the volume of national production so we can reduce the imports of high-value hydrocarbons. And what we're doing, we have in our 6 refineries, 3 of them have a complex design because we can process in those refineries heavy oil. And actually that's the most important volume of crude that we produce.
Yes.
And the other 3 are simple refineries. So in a way, we need light crude to process in those refineries, or we have to build a new plants in those refineries so we can process the heavy oil.
I'm going to interrupt you, Carlos, because we've got a little bit of breaking news. Don't worry, it's relevant to your world. It is relevant to your world. Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Khalid Al-Faleh, sees the need to cut 1 million barrels of oil per day from the October levels. This was the stage that was being set last night here in Abu Dhabi at the JMMC. So now we understand the Saudis are pushing for this cut. They want to build a consensus. They need to bring on board those countries around them along with Russia. I sat down with Mr. Novak last night for all of those interviews and what Al-Faleh actually said, along with Mitsui, along with Novak, Bloomberg.com. You pick it all up. Let's take it to a man that knows a thing or two about oil. Here you go.
Okay.
What a man to have in front of me on this moment in time. Right, Saudi oil minister says that we need to cut by 1 million barrels of oil per day. Do you think that's enough to stop the drop?
Well, it's difficult to know because in the market where I am is the Gulf of Mexico, but I mean any cut will help the price. I mean that's for sure. But I don't know. I mean, and something that I learned very early when I came into the industry that a friend of mine told me. I mean, give me this advice: never try to forecast the price. So in a way, it's very difficult to say how big this cut will impact the price. But at the end of the day, it will.
Okay. Could we get back to, I'm going to play a game with you for just 1 minute.
Okay,
the producer will cry. With a cut of 1 million barrels a day, where could we get back to? Could we get back to stabilizing? Do you think stabilize above 70?
Well, I don't know, but I think it will. My personal point of view is that it will in the Brent, yes.
Okay.
I hope.
Your hope is for that. Is the biggest threat to oil prices and the market from U.S. shale?
Difficult to say something about that because actually I really don't know. Our participation in the market is not that huge, and actually is what we I mean, we are going to produce. We already have our own program, so it's difficult to say.
Let's circle back to your business.
Yeah.
You mentioned to me, you said, look, man, I've got a number of different refineries in Mexico.
Yeah.
Where are we? I know that you're in the middle of doing a joint venture with Mitsui. Where is that? Can you update me on that?
Well, we already defined the process to sign this joint venture, but we need to, I mean, as you may know, we are in the process of renewal our presidency in Mexico. So it's very difficult to sign during this month, that is our last month in the Presidente Peña administration, that JV. So what we are having is that Mitsui and the partners in that consortium are reviewing all the design of this venture that we made. So I think the new administration will review that and may have a definition during December, January.
And in terms of that new administration, what do you hope for the most? What if you had your choice from the new administration? What would you say I need the most as a leading businessman?
Well, actually, I don't have a lot of comments on that. But what I can tell you is that they are planning to invest more money in Pemex, and that's good for the business.
Okay, can I ask you? Fitch downgraded Pemex from stable to negative. So you've had a recent downgrade in terms of the outlook. Do you think that was a fair decision? Do you think that was the right decision?
I think it was an early decision because what the companies who changed our perspective in our qualification, they said they did it because they don't know which changes in our business plans the new administration is going to make. But I mean, this is too early to change our perspective. So I think they should wait. I mean, yes, they changed that under an expectation. But I mean, but that's their business. I think they know what are they doing. But I think they have to wait a little bit for the real changes that the new administration can do in our business plan.
Lots of deals get done here. Lots of deals get done here.
Oh yeah.
Lots of conversations are being had. We just saw Total Triané arrive yesterday, and he did a deal with ADNOC. What are your deal plans? Where do you want to do a deal? And where do you want to take the business in that respect?
Well, we already signed a lot of deals during 2018 and
I want to know what you want to do next.
Well, I don't know, because it's difficult to say, because we are going to change the administration in Mexico. So we need to review that with the new president. So it's difficult to forecast what we're going to do. I mean, to predict that.
Do you think that you'll issue any more bonds? Do you think that you need to issue any more paper to sort of bolster the balance sheet in any way?
Well, not for the end of the year, but I think our financing program for next year, we should do that. The business as usual that we do, and we have already a program. We're reducing our negative balance sheet. So we think we have to go into the markets for at least 2 or 3 more years.